There's a woman who was just found guilty of murdering her husband after she claimed he died unexpectedly, leaving her and their children alone. And then they were so deeply sad, they were in mourning, that the wife wrote a children's book about how kids should get through mourning the loss of a parent.
Knowing she had murdered her own husband.
Knowing she had murdered her own husband.
Is it a bestseller?
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know.
But my gosh.
But people definitely felt sorry for her. I mean, the picture that was being painted, like, I can't believe that you've gone through this, and that is how terrible. And now you've written this book for not only your children, but for other children who have experienced the same thing, all the while sitting on all of those interview couches knowing I murdered my own husband.
That is psycho.
Well, she could be mourning, so.
and the sad thing is that my third wife is now in prison. She could have been my next wife.
Could have been.
I'd have been attracted to that psychopathic murder.
That would have been your kind of woman.
She seems normal.
Right.
What did she kill him? How did she kill him?
She killed him with fentanyl.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Now, we do have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on the phone because this gets pretty interesting. This woman's name, by the way, is Kouri Richins, the one who murdered her husband. There are text exchanges between not only an affair.
Wait, what?
Yes.
She was having an affair.
She was having an affair in which the text messages expose that she wanted her husband gone. She incorrectly believed that when her husband died, she was going to inherit his estate, which was worth more than $4 million.
Oh, she had a lot of motive.
So she was trying to kill him off to be able to get with the handyman. And there's all the text messages that explain that.
Gosh!
And then there are text messages between Kouri Richins, the woman who killed her husband, and her former housekeeper, who she asked to get the drugs from. 4 different times, she asked her housekeeper to get the fentanyl, and as a matter of fact, one time used the sentence, "Get that Michael Jackson stuff."
Oh my gosh, what
and
a
this
psychopath.
was her. She killed him on her second attempt.
Did her housekeeper know that she was going to use the fentanyl to kill the husband? Because that would be messed up if she just thought she was selling the fentanyl to her.
Yeah, and then what if she didn't know? And then
so can she be charged with murder? And now, if she did know, that would be pretty bizarre that you convince everybody. But if she did know and supplying the fentanyl, she's in a lot of trouble.
She already convinced a lot of people that she was in mourning and that she hadn't killed her husband. So
and
who
people
knows?
are buying this book left and right.
Yeah.
Let's go to our official attorney, Lisa Lanier. Good morning, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, I love this story. It has so many cool layers, and it was such a slam dunk. The jury only deliberated for 3 hours, which is nothing, because by the time they get in there and get situated, they were done. I'm sure it was a quick vote that was unanimous. So she did not actually write that children's book.
Oh.
She's a very sneaky lady.
What?
She commissioned a ghostwriter to write it for her because she knew she was under investigation for her husband's death, and she thought that would make her look better, like she was this grieving widow taking care of these 3 boys. They had 3 adorable little boys, and I feel really sorry for them.
Yeah.
But she had a lot of motive. She had a real estate flipping house flipping business. That's actually, the handyman wasn't like a handyman around the house. He had actually moved from South Carolina to Utah to work for her in that as like her construction guy in the house flipping business. And so she had millions of dollars she had racked up in debt in the house flipping business. It was all going under. And her husband had made her sign a really stringent prenup agreement so that if she left him, she would get nothing.
Ooh, the backfiring of the prenup.
Dang.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And she forged her husband's name on life insurance documents, making her, and she was charged with that. So one of the things that she was convicted of was these financial crimes, they call them, of forgery of life insurance. But you're right, the housekeeper bought the fentanyl for her but didn't know what it was for. And the husband had been suffering for years from Lyme disease and was in a lot of chronic pain and had actually even taken fentanyl, taken opioids before, a prescription version. And so I think that's what she was hoping, to make it look like he had just overdosed accidentally because of his chronic pain.
Pretty slick.
But yeah, the first time she tried it was on Valentine's Day of the same year.
Oh my!
So
this person is so.
I'm not kidding.
Is this the most evil woman on earth?
Yes, I think so.
Holy
she
crap!
She served him an opioid-laced sandwich, and he got really sick, but he didn't die.
But didn't he realize he was like feeling like he was on
didn't know why.
drugs.
No, he didn't know why. I don't think he even became suspicious.
Like a
from
bad
that.
lunch meat or
He
something.
said the bologna's bad.
All right. Mayonnaise is old.
She convinced him that it was an allergic reaction. She tried to convince him of some kind of an allergic reaction. And so as soon as the police really closed in on her and really she realized she was a suspect, she wrote the book, Are You With Me, with a ghostwriter. And she, within 3 months of his death, she spent $1.3 million. And of the money, the life insurance and the estate money that she was getting her hands on. So this lady is, she's the Black Widow of Utah. She is bad news. But the boyfriend is not believed to have been involved, and he testified against her. So I'm sure if there was any suspicion on him that he negotiated something to make sure he would not be charged, as did the housekeeper who supplied the drugs, and she gave the name of the dealer. And they all testified. So all these people testified against her. And the housekeeper, after the man died, she went to Kouri and said, please tell me that those drugs weren't used on your husband. Like she knew.
This is a weird group of people.
Yes.
And the balls to ask your housekeeper, hey, how did that conversation start? How do you,
right.
I don't know.
Oh, do you have access to fentanyl?
Maybe she could have said that her husband's really in pain or something like that.
That's probably what it was. But still,
I think that's what it was.
Is the housekeeper how could the housekeeper not be in trouble for supplying the technically murder weapon?
Because she testified, so she made a deal.
So if she didn't make a deal, let's just say there's no deal to be made. If someone were to do that and they didn't know, but they obviously getting the drugs illegally, there's no deal made. Is that something they could be charged with?
Oh, absolutely.
First-degree murder?
Absolutely.
Or?
And the dealer and the housekeeper, like in the Matthew Perry case, how many people were charged in that included, the drug queen of, that they were after, really, because she had this huge network. But if you supply drugs and you can prove that those drugs ended up killing somebody, whether it's recreational or whatever, you can be charged. This is,
So the housekeeper completely got off just because she came to testify.
She snitched.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Presumably, I haven't seen that explicitly in any of the rabbit holes I went down about this, but you would presume that happened because she gave testimony and no charges had been brought against her. And this happened in 2022.
So they had time.
If they were going to charge her, I think they would have charged her by now.
Hey, Lisa, in the very beginning, the part that I think I have missed about the story, because I know that there was like a celebration of life video that went viral because this woman, Kouri Richins, she, lost her husband and then she's having her friends over for like a celebration of life, but it really just kind of turned into like a beer chugging party. There's video of them shotgunning beers and people were like, this is a celebration of life.
Who was shotgunning? Everybody or just
a friend, and then she was in there partying with them. And the video, it didn't
look good.
It doesn't look good. And people were like, 4 friends hanging out in a kitchen, celebration of life. It didn't look good. Is that how people became suspicious of her? Like, who became suspicious that maybe she was the one who killed him?
I think they were suspicious of her from jump. From the night it happened, because if you look at the video of her when it happened, and they were the body cam video has been released, and she just seems fake. Just from go, she seems fake. And they started asking her very pointed questions, and of course, they always take the spouse in, and they did.
Right.
And, I think from go, she just seemed suspicious, and it wasn't hard to find, the deleted text messages. She had been searching things on her computer and deleted them about poison, life insurance, and
Note
women's
to self.
prison.
Scrub my history.
Throw away your phone and computer.
I'm
after
not
that.
even going to search. If I ever were to do that, I thought about it. Not thought about actually doing it, but thought about how I would get away with it.
You might have thought.
I would not have. I wouldn't search for anything that I was related to.
No.
I would fly to a different state and go to the library that Katie likes to go to, and then search there. So.
Right.
I don't know, but there's cameras everywhere. They would find you.
How would they know?
I don't know.
All the cameras in your house,
Yeah.
that'd be a problem. I'm telling you, that's if you ever get got with something, it's going to be that.
Well, it's hard. It's really hard for people to get away with crimes because of technology and cameras. That's one of the things that makes the Guthrie case so mind-boggling, right? Because in plain sight, they took this woman, and it's just mind-boggling because, like in this case, this woman left such a trail, But here, she was really dumb. When you're when you're you're millions of dollars in debt, about to lose everything, you're having an affair,
Your prenup states you get nothing if you divorce. Yeah.
Right. And you got this terrible prenup. You're pretty much like setting yourself up, right? I mean, it's like,
right.
Where's it going to look,
She's one of the...
I have big suspicion that I don't know why I do, that the boyfriend of the person that she was having an affair with didn't know something.
Oh, I think, the boyfriend knew because they were building this whole fantasy of,
The boyfriend knew she was going to kill him?
Well, that she wanted his money, that she wanted him out of the picture.
Yeah, but if the boyfriend knew that she was going to kill him and he was over there looking at their new life together, wouldn't he be in trouble?
I don't think he knew because they've looked at all those text messages and things. I don't think he actually knew that she was planning to kill him. He knew, he probably knew in his gut. He knew that she wanted him gone.
Like a divorce or something.
Because they were talking about that. And he also knew, she actually asked him, this was one of the things he testified about. She asked him, have you ever killed somebody and what does it feel like?
Oh my gosh!
I just cannot believe that he didn't know.
Or maybe, but also
he knew in his gut, but he didn't explicitly say.
Like once it happened, he was like, "Ooh."
Oh,
but there's that threshold too, where like somebody's frustrated. I've heard people frustrated, like, "Oh, I wish they weren't in my life. I wish this and wish that," and then you don't think they're going to murder them. I've only thought of one or two people in my life that I thought could murder.
You could murder
or murder me, or just murder, but
which is only one or two.
No, I know you guys want to. I mean, like really do it.
Really do it.
Like really do it. Where I thought, ooh, this situation could get bad. But I think people talk about stuff. Anytime you find out somebody gets murdered, you're like, they actually did it.
Yeah, but if he had the idea and the thought that it was going to be possible, is he required by law to tell the police that he thinks that this girl is going to murder the husband?
No, and I don't think it got to the point where she wasn't as explicit as that. I think she talked around it. I'd like to get rid of him. Kind of like what Jared is saying. Like we hear people do sometimes. Like I need him out of my life.
I wish they'd be gone, but you don't. You mean like people think, oh, like divorced or they move away.
But the over the line part is, have you ever killed anybody and how did it feel?
The person you're cheating with.
You're like,
but it still could be like, have you ever killed? But my thought is, if she was like, yeah, I'm getting fentanyl and I'm going to try to kill him, and he knew that. I believe.
Well, in most jurisdictions, you don't even have a duty unless you have a special relationship that gives you a duty, like a police officer, teacher, psychiatrist, somebody like that.
Wow.
Most ordinary people don't have a duty to report unless they're an accomplice to it. Then they could get in trouble and they should report it. But he wasn't an accomplice to it.
So you don't have to report somebody that is going to kill the husband so he could be together.
Unless you're
like it.
Yeah. Unless you're actually planning it.
Oh my God.
And I guess note to self, so your therapist can snitch on you if you're sharing like these thoughts you're having? You're like,
if you are making an imminent plan to harm someone and a person with a special duty, but it has to be really, really detailed. And I think that's one of the reasons why most people would not ever be charged, even if they kind of knew about it, like the boyfriend, because you would have to know of a very specific plan that was really being
help with it. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, Lisa,
that's
that
amazing.
That's kind of something played in with the Menendez brothers and their therapist. Do you remember? But it was also kind of wonky because then the dad knew who the therapist was. I don't know.
Yeah, it got messy.
I know with priests too, like they can't tell, but if they know that you're planning to harm somebody or you have, then that crosses a line. Certain
because
things.
in all the movies, Lisa, you see, like Katie's saying, you see in this movie,
mobsters
go in and they tell their priest, all the stuff they've done, and then. So the priest has to go tell the authorities?
You are supposed to. Priests will say, that they don't break that privilege for anything. Oftentimes they will say that. But really anyone who is has a special duty. So like even lawyers, like I even had one time, I had a client who had he was in Vietnam and he had this white rage syndrome and he had killed somebody before. He had gotten angry at somebody in a bar and killed him.
Wow.
And this guy, if you met him, he was just like anybody's nice little sweet grandpa. But if he got mad, he would like go into this white rage where he didn't even really know what he was doing.
Like Jason
Goodman.
Goodman.
He would hurt people, right?
It is like Jason.
He was so mad at a State Farm insurance adjuster over his property damage that he called me and he said, Lisa, I'm in my truck. I have my gun on the seat.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, I am driving to State Farm right now, and I am going to blow so-and-so's brains out.
Jeez.
So I had to. I got on the phone and called, and they got security out there, and thank goodness. And he was not arrested or anything because, thank goodness, he had about a 25-minute drive to her office, and he came to his senses, and he calmed down, and he drove around a little bit, and he went home. Thank goodness.
Oh,
that always happens. You're mad at first.
Yeah.
After a few hours, you calm down.
Yeah.
But, he articulated a plan. He said, I am on my way. And here's the funny thing about that, the whole thing. They were like, after this happened, the adjuster called me, and she was like, what does he want for his property damage? I'll pay it.
We'll settle now. He needs to be an insurance attorney.
Real quick, he didn't get in trouble, even though that was his
Not
plan.
Not at all, because he didn't do it.
I know, but the fact that if I was the insurance adjuster for the rest of my life, I would be worried that this time is the time.
Yeah.
And Lisa, don't say too much. Maybe I'm saying too much, but Lisa called the police on somebody on my behalf before. And I thought that was really cool.
On your behalf?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because she heard some things. She's like, that's not good. And she was like, I'll call him right now. I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. She's a good friend.
In the
She's
future,
a good friend.
we're going to need all the information because now I need to know.
I can maybe tell you after April.
All right.
Maybe offline. Yeah.
After April, don't sign anything or whatever
No, I'm not
that you
signing
can't
anything.
tell.
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, right? We're good, Lisa, right?
Right, we're good. We're good.
It was true, and that happened. It's a fact. Lisa can come testify if she wants. No, I don't want to tell you up in that. All right.
Lisa's like, damn, why do I call in every week?
No, she's a good friend,
do
though.
What did I get myself into?
Why?
She is a loyal and good friend, and I'm not even probably in her top 100 friends. You know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's a good person. I love Lisa. All right, Lisa, thank you so
Lisa.
much. If you're ever injured, contact her right away. She is awesome, though. For real. She's a good person. At hireaheavyweight.com.